Alright, so we're back once again, and today... Hang on. You see how much damage this does? Decent. Today we're going to be focusing on, well, a game I played... Actually, I think 30 minutes ago? 50 minutes ago? So this is going to be very fresh in my head. I sort of remember what happened and, well... Well, I don't really. I can have the memory of a goldfish, so 30 minutes is kind of a long time. But anyways, we're playing the Brindisi, the Italian Tier 9 cruiser, and we're grinding our way up the Italian line. Basically, I've been playing this ship a hell of a lot in my stream. Stream Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, I think, usually. So if you watch streams, check me out. Anyways, self-advertisement done, a little bit cringe, and we're focusing the Mayoko. Now, a strange thing happens in this game. Usually, the Mayoko wouldn't be by itself. He would have 2 or 3 other ships backing up on this entire flank, but much like coronavirus, everyone seemed to have fled this part of the map. So, with that being said, all we have to do is just finishing off the Mayoko and Cap D. Now, one thing about this map is, of course, everyone, myself included, seems to want to rush down the middle. And well, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Anytimes, randomly, I seem to want to push down the middle of the 2 brothers. This weird thing tends to happen where, you know those movies where, you know, the protagonist is just a second away from like grabbing the crown or grabbing the jewelry or grabbing like the golden whatever, and then they get their hand chopped off and they quickly die. That tends to be what happens when I go through 2 brothers. You sail through and then torpedoes come towards you. You somehow manage to dodge the torpedoes, even though there's like 15 walls of them. And you think, nice, I'm just about to get out. Time to like hit 15 broadsides because everyone's going on the flanks, and then you get smacked by a Gneisenau Alaska Brindisi. That just happened to pop up that you weren't aware of. But that's not what happens this game. What happens this game is, no, we don't get torqued by our own Oland. No. Again, it's not one of those games. This game, we went and made the right decision. We started bombing the Alaska, we started getting a little bit exposed to those broadsides. And, well, if you'll notice, the Alaska is 10.5 kilometers away. And my detection range isn't greater than 10.5. So there must be another ship there. And there is. It's my brother, the Brindisi. Not my actual brother, the ship's the same name, so you get the idea. There, yeah, he's right there. Okay. But anyways, we do get onto this flank anyways. We just keep farming damage because there's nothing really else to do. And this is basically a typical World of Warships game where everyone's basically fled this flank, and sadly enough, the Mayoko is the only one to move down the entirety of the left-hand flank in this game, which is saddening to say the least. And pretty pathetic, to say it frankly. Now, the Alaska decides that, well, no time better to shoot at the Brindisi when I show full broadside, but luckily we don't get citadeled, which is very, very easy in this ship. And this allows us the time to, you know, get reorientated and align ourselves with B, and maybe get the second cap of the game, which would be really nice in terms of XP and grinding to that Venezia. Now, the Venezia, or the Brindisi, is a pretty awkward ship to play. It's very different to the Amalfi. I've had a lot more fun on the Amalfi just because this ship right here feels like the Neptune does on the British cruiser line, light cruiser line. It's very big, very wide, whereas the Amalfi seems very tucked in, very kind of streamlined. So there's a lot of similarities there, and I've grinded that line, and well, the Neptune's probably one of my least favorite ships from that line. And the Brindisi it's not an easy ship to play by any stretch of the imagination, but, you know, it has its moments. And once again, we get lined up with the enemy Brindisi, and we start firing at him. Again, there's not much to say here until the actual action happens. And, like most things, the Brindisi doesn't have those improved angles, so, again, shots where you're not going to hit very much are going to happen. You just need to be consistent and just keep a high rate of fire, and generally it'll work out for you. But like most games, there is something special that always happens, and well, you're looking at it right now. We do see an Oland that's just blatantly reversing for some reason. Basically in his spawn. I don't know what that is, but we take pot shots at it. We do get a decent amount of damage on it. And at this point, I'm pretty committed to pushing. There's no real way I can angle right now. That will get me out of this situation, or get me away and out of range of both the Brindisi, the Alaska, and the Richelieu. So at this point, I'm committed to the push, and we're going to be pushing mostly against the Alaska. Because, well, I don't want to get hit by the Alaska AP. But in doing so, oh god, that could have been so much worse. It could have been, but not for me. We got the kill on the Brindisi. He showed a little bit too much broadside. I showed way too much broadside, but somehow I got away with it and he didn't. But we're going to take those victories where we can. And at this point I'm still committed to the push, because even any idea of me stopping here and trying to get smoke cover isn't really going to work, because my smoke's going to time out way too soon. So at this point I just have to keep angled to the Alaska and hope I can bounce his AP, or at least ricochet it. And that's the main aim here. And just keep high rate of fire, keep consistently damaging the Alaska, and well, there's not much more to be said. And even now, we do control basically 3 caps, but the game isn't decided by any stretch of the imagination. We do get up to 84k, but again, for such a bad strategy by the enemy team to all rush one flank, it's kind of surprising that this stuff still works in World of Warships, and it's honestly kind of disheartening. But there's not much more I can do other than, oh my god! Whoa. We do try the AP, but it's middlingly effective, not very effective, especially with just how tanky that Alaska really is. So we switch back to the SAP eventually. But we don't get our last shot off. We do end up winning this game, and we do end up getting a nice bounty of XP, but with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this little commentary. I hope to return to more thought out videos, but I wanted to get something up just to feel productive. So with that being said, if you liked it, blah 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 blah, subscribe, cool stuff. Right, see you next time.